May the 2nd, 2025. Guys, we got some pretty severe weather coming in and very high winds. And what's right here above Houston, what's happening? I backed this up from early this morning to the current imaging. Right there above Houston, Galveston. I think it's got to do with this intense solar wind. We got the shields are open right now. But this was predicted. It's just a little worse than what it looked like it was predicted to be. Right here in Texas, you've got a secondary storm forming behind that front line. Notice this right there. Keep an eye on that. There's no tornado warnings out now. There are severe thunderstorm warnings, severe thunderstorm watches. Up in the northwest, guys, and the northeast, there's moisture. The California area, Oregon, Washington, and Canada may be about to get a little bit of moisture. But notice this cool air plunging here, and we got another system in the center. That's basically the motor. Now, this is the water vapor loop. Check it out as it pops up. And again, from the Texas area, right all the way up into Georgia, the tip of South Carolina, northeast tip. And it's just going to move east more than it's moving north. Remember that. You got some moisture coming up out of the Gulf itself. But let me say this. Look over here in Africa. What's not every year, but in the last 10 years, we've had a few hurricanes form in May, just to let you know. Now look at this, how wide this severe thunderstorm watch area. Got flash flood warnings in the darker red, the orange areas are severe thunderstorm warnings that are already there. And that's telling you that that's where, if tornadoes start popping up, they will be. But straight line winds could be very strong. Guys, have anybody seen the video a few days ago from China and the straight line winds? It was, they were clocking them at 105 and things like that. It was terrible. But look at what's happening. We got solar wind speed up, over 1.5 miles per hour. We've got the density is not that bad, but look how long of an opening we're actually into now. Every time you see the red dots dip below the black line, they will include this purple background. That's telling you that we've got a lot of particles pouring into our shields. Here, we're wide open. See that? And that's now. Now, notice all of these peaks. A lot of that corresponds with the earthquakes down in at the tip of South America at the Drake Passage. And just check this out. Now, this is a very interesting part of the world to me. There's two right here on this side of the planet that I think are major comet impact points. When, I don't know. Could have been in the 7,000-year loop. But here is the big one, 7.5. And your timestamp at the bottom is showing 7:58 this morning. And that's when we started seeing all that solar activity, ears ringing and everything else. And the first band of showers just past our house, just the very edge of it. We're not into it proper yet. And the lightning was super intense, guys. Right here, the tip of South America used to be hooked to the tip of the Arctic, or Antarctic, excuse me. Something slid through here and impacted the planet. It stopped right here. It pushed up an archipelago of islands right there. And see what it did. As it tore through, it bent this tip in, and it bent the tip right there. Look at that. Look at the cracks and the impact points. Could very well have to do with why there's stronger cracks going up through the oceans. Check that out. But again, let me pull it up. Something slid in, tore the connection between South America and Antarctica, slid into right here. Look at this round mound. Just looks like a thumbprint almost. But that was one of the major impact points. I've always said that. I still will believe it. And if you go north of here, again, there's another one, but look at the impact cracks also from it. And it would be like two comets. I'm going to show you the other one. Don't know if it's the same time or not. May have been. Two comets coming in at the same time and hit this section of the planet going at that angle. Not straight in, but at an angle. We go north. We have the sister impact right here. Same thing happened, impact somewhere in this area, come to stop right here, and then here is our windward and Leeward Islands right there. Check that out. again, slid in here, pushed up under the seabed, and formed the islands. Now, they're saying here was the impact point of the meteor or comet that wiped out the dinosaurs. May have been brought, Younger Dryas area and all. But we're talking about, again, comet impacts that during the Younger Dryas, big time. And a lot of things were wiped out. A lot of the large mammals were wiped out. And the Algonquin Indians recorded it all. They survived in caves down in on the east coast of the U.S. They're up into Canada, and they're scattered very wide. But the Algonquins, and they tell the story of it. They saw fire coming from the sky for a long time, and as it got closer, they realized it looked like it was going to hit the earth. And they were down in the valleys where the river were, and they were hiding. This group of Indians, I think they were in the Carolina somewhere up in the mountains, and they got down into some caves. Some just hid in the water, into the mud, and they watched as the comet the main body of the fireball did not hit, but the debris hit all around it, and you have what's called the what do they call them? The bays there, the Carolina bays, of the impact points. But anyway, the story continues. They said that top of the mountains caught on fire. It killed all the large animals. And then they saw it go back into space. Now, the two that we saw, they didn't look like they left. But what happens sometimes, you'll have a whole debris cloud of stuff. You could have a comet with a bunch of asteroids dealing with it. Job tells us we don't know what's in store for that day. But anyway, again, I think those are impact points, and I think we're still had better watch for quakes. It seems to be a weak point down there now in the Drake Passage, which, by the way, you've got, it's the most dangerous passage in the world. It sank many ships going back way in the day, too. And when you got the ocean currents from the Atlantic and the Pacific clashing there, that's what causes it. But anyway, you can obviously see the tear points. Some of you probably noticed that before. But right now, we're dealing with a G1 on the edge of a G2 solar magnetic storm. So if you can, more you can stay inside, the better that would be. But right now, I'm watching the weather very closely. Like I said, we got some rain and some severe lightning. It's very windy. But that was just one little storm out in front of the main band that's about to come into our area. And it's supposed to be severe. But if you did not, I'm going to find the video from China for a few days ago, the 105-mile continuous straight line winds. They thought it was the end of the world, and it looked like it. And we've talked about this. Mike has talked about it on Paul's show about increasing straight line winds. You don't have to have a hurricane or a tornado. Why? Because the solar winds are increasing. There's more pressure on the atmosphere. When you squeeze the atmosphere, what happens? The wind increases. Why? Because you're pushing it, you're squeezing down on it, forcing it to move faster and faster. And it's also blowing cooler air from the north, intensifying the collision. But again, look, I'll find that video and put a link to it. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty amazing. And I think we're going to be dealing with a lot of straight line winds this year. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.